James Taylor is one of the most beloved singer-songwriters of all time. I think every generation seems to discover him anew. And for me to be able to share this performance, which is much more than me just singing James Taylor songs, it's combining the music with storytelling and a magic show that blends together in this really unique way. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I felt the inspiration, and now that I'm performing it in front of live audiences, the impact and the response has been incredible. And I just want to share it everywhere I can because, number one, I love singing the music, and the creativity behind this particular performance is just beyond anything else I've ever done.
Oh, good night, you moonlight ladies. Rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues, all the colors I choose. Oh, won't you let me go down in my dreams? Rock-a-bye, sweet baby James.
I've been a magician for most of my life, not quite as long as I've been playing music, but I'll leave it behind for a few years and it always comes back. And I had been getting deeper into it in the last few years when the idea struck to combine all of these elements. This is not just a performer singing songs. It's more like a play, really. It weaves together the magic and the music, and the storyline just sort of moves right through it in a way that I think keeps people right on the edge of their seat.
Would you mind joining me up here for a second? Come on up. We're going to do a little exercise together, very similar to what Jim did to me. So, we all have ancestors, we all have people. We're going to stand right over here. People in our lives that maybe we heard of when we were young, or met when we were young, or maybe we have never met them at all. Well, one of those ancestors is going to come to you tonight. Okay? And here's what I want you to do. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. All right. Now, in a moment, an image is going to begin to form. Someone that maybe you knew when you were young, or maybe you heard about and never met. Just close your eyes, and you're not going to say their name out loud, but I want you to first let their presence come to you. Let me know when you begin to feel that. You got it? Okay. So begin by noticing, is it a man or a woman? You can tell me out loud if you want.
Man.
A man. And is this someone that you knew when you were younger, or someone that you never met? Never met him. But this was a man, and was he an uncle, or what was he to you?
Grandfather.
Your grandfather. Beautiful. So your grandfather's coming to you. Why don't you go ahead and tell us your grandfather's first name? Thomas. Okay. Now, have you been thinking about Thomas lately? Has he been coming into your mind or into your consciousness at all?
Yes.
So he has been maybe even visiting you in some way. Would you say that's a possibility?
No.
Okay. So tell me more. How have you been thinking about him, or why have you been thinking about Thomas?
Because of Veterans Day.
Veterans Day. He was a veteran. Which war was he in? Spanish-American War. Wow. So do you feel, even though you've never met him, do you feel his presence around you now? Okay. So go ahead and open up your eyes. Here's what we're going to do now. I want you to notice that up on the stage, there is a chalkboard. Before you all arrived, I wrote something on that chalkboard. I turned it around so you couldn't see it, because I felt something. I felt the presence of someone in this room before any of you arrived. So I want to show you now what I wrote here on this chalkboard. Thank you very much. It's like you don't know what to do you?
I think most of us have James Taylor songs that are beloved to us, that connect us with a memory or remind us of a particular person in our lives. And for me, one of those songs would be Fire and Rain. It always takes me back to a certain time in my life when I did lose someone, and And that line, "I always thought I'd see you again," it resonates very deeply. And I find for many, many people, they have a song like that maybe stirs a memory, even a tear or two. That's the power of James Taylor's music, is that it connects deep, and every generation seems to discover him.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought I'd see you, baby, one more time again now.
To be able to travel around the world sharing this beautiful music, the magic, the story, is a great honor. And I'm so happy to be able to share it with you here, but I hope that you'll invite me to come to your venue so that I can share this performance, the James Taylor Magical Review.
In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine? They hit me from behind. Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Jim was definitely one of the greatest bartenders that North Carolina had ever known. He, as any other bartender would be able to, knew what kind of wine to serve and what kind of glass to serve it in. But there was an extra special ingredient that Jim always brought to the table, and that was how to be able to switch them up, make changes when he needed to. For example, when there'd be a big wedding party and the party would be drinking too much wine, they would be in danger of running out, Jim had the ability to create as much wine as he needed. The maitre d' would give him a little nod, and just like that, the wine would keep flowing. And in this way, my friend Jim was able to make sure that the bar never ran out of wine.